Hey Panthers, welcome back to a brand new episode of PTV UNCUT. Hearing some new voices right now. My name is Simon. I'm a second year editor for the show, technically my third year, second year in the actual class. And yeah, I'm a senior. This right here is my brother Tomas.
This is my first year here. I'm a freshman. I'm going to be taking Panther TV all 4 years, hopefully. And yeah.
Yeah, introducing ourselves here. You've probably seen a lot of our content actually on the show. We're not really faces of the show, not really hosts. Guess we're hosting this now. Yeah, here we go. So basically, the main topic for today's show is going to be creative stuff. This title is called Art in the Digital Age. We're both digital artists in some way, shape, or form. Not only in terms of video, obviously Panther TV is a video production-based show. I am also a music producer. My brother's dabbling in VFX right now, 3D stuff. If you want to go into that really quickly.
Yeah, so I've been doing video editing for around a year now, like seriously. And I mainly work with After Effects, that sort of stuff. And I recently got into 3D work. I use a free application called Blender. It's really useful. You'll want to check it out. It's a really cool software.
Yeah, it's basically like he learned it overnight. It's unbelievable. Because I'm the one who taught him how to use the Panther TV software that we use. Literally not even a few months later, he was already better than me. So you're in good hands. I'm passing the torch on to this person. And yeah, in case y'all are wondering why we're maskless with none of the barrier from usual, we literally live together, so it's okay. There's no one else in this room.
Yeah,
it's just
us. It's just us.
But please wear your mask. This pandemic
definitely.
is almost over. Well, maybe not almost over, but it's dying down. We're
Yeah.
getting vaccinated. You know, stuff's actually happening for once.
So stay safe.
Yes, absolutely.
Keep everyone else safe.
You know, if you're not thinking about yourself, think about others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really important right now. So yeah, let's get started right now. Our first topic, for the first half of this show, we're going to basically delve into the visual side of art, of digital art. Basically your videos, your 3D, your stuff like that. There's a bunch of stuff to go down. And then the second half, we're going to talk about some music. So first of all, you might have seen the brand new Panther TV intro, actually. This is our first ever actual like dive into 3D stuff on Panther TV. None of y'all have seen anything like it, at least in this show. I've already heard some really good feedback from it, and I just kind of wanted to ask my brother here about his vision, your inspirations, you know, kind of the creative process behind the whole thing, because I was kind of overseeing the whole thing, and you made it like a lot faster. Like you told me at first it was going to take you like 3-4 weeks or something like that, and you finished it like instantly.
So in the intro that I made, it was all made in Blender, the software I mentioned earlier. And basically the inspiration for that music video, or not that music video, but that intro was I heard this song in a video game edit that I saw on YouTube, and I already had this image in my head of how the intro was going to go, and it's that first scene of the desk in that super open, just blank space, and I heard the drop in that song of the video that I saw, and I thought that would go perfectly with the rest of the actual intro. And so I used that song as a template, as like a placeholder, and I made it through that. But the actual creative process, like the thinking of how the 3D video was gonna go, probably took the most time than anything else. I would say like the actual thinking it through, just in my mind, took around 2 or 3 days, and then actually, modeling it and animating it, then editing it, probably took around like a day and a half. So yeah.
Yeah, super cool. If you haven't seen it already, definitely check out our recent episodes. It's a game changer for Panther TV, seriously. The next couple of years are going to be crazy with his edits, and it's only going to go uphill from here.
If y'all want to see some more of my work, shameless plug, on Instagram, I post almost daily at L0FYE. I post on my photography, on my video editing, 3D work. I'm working on 2 really big projects right now. If y'all want to keep up with that, y'all can follow me at L0FYE.
Something I forgot to tell him yesterday, actually. Since he's a freshman, this is the same thing that happened to me. Basically, freshman year is the most creative year of your high school career. Like when I was a freshman, I put out so much music. I think I put out like 8 songs that year. And it's only gone down because I've just been getting piled on with my APs and, you know, coursework and stuff like that. So he's really taking advantage right now. If we have any freshmen watching this right now, There's not a lot of time left in your freshman year, but you know, if you want to find a new passion or something, get into it before your classes start taking you over. This is more because we're AP students, not to like, I guess, make us superior, if that's the right term to use. But there is a lot of work to do, unfortunately, and that kind of leaves a little time for creative stuff. So if you're a freshman or, you know, even a sophomore, take advantage of the free time you have and make something creative. Moving on with 3D stuff and art in general, there's this explosion of digital art in these past couple of years, and especially right now, I think one of the big topics we're going to talk about the show is something called NFTs. If you don't know what an NFT is, I can actually look up what it stands for. I forget.
It's short for non-fungible token. That's what it is.
Yeah. So basically, in essence, an NFT is crypto art. If you don't know what crypto is, it's cryptocurrency. Basically, not even I understand it completely. It's super confusing. Yeah. It's like investing in, like, let's say we wanted to make our own currency, right? Let's call it Panther currency or something, Panther dollars. We have to get people to invest in that currency. And with that, it kind of raises an actual value. It's like a digital currency. Say like, I don't know, for lack of a better term, Fortnite V-Bucks. Say you wanted to make that a real thing that can actually transfer back into USD. That's essentially what crypto is, as far as my mind goes. I might be completely skewed on that. But yeah, stuff like Bitcoin, you know, Dogecoin, which has been rising recently. And I think it's called Ethereum. Is that what it's called? Ethereum.
Yeah.
That's what they use to sell NFTs. And it's on this platform called Nifty Gateway, if I'm not mistaken. So essentially what happens is people make their digital art, right? It's either videos or, you know, just pieces, whether they're animated or still images, in any medium really. And they put it up for sale as NFTs. And people, well, they'll put the bid up for like, it's like an auction essentially. They bid it for, I don't know, a couple Ethereum, sorry.
No, because like one Ethereum is like 2,000
Yeah,
USD.
exactly. Exactly. So they put it like pretty low, but then other people put it like super high. I can talk about that later because I saw this crazy tweet from Marcus Brownlee a couple minutes ago about some guy who like sold, okay, we'll get to that in a second. But basically, people are selling their art for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars because crypto is just going crazy right now. That like one Ethereum costs like $2,000.
Yeah.
I have no clue how that works because I don't know how you can transfer that crypto back into real money. I don't know where the money comes from. And apparently there's like a lot of environmental issues that go along with it. I'm not really sure how that works either because I don't really know how something digital can affect the physical natural world.
To my understanding on the environmental issues with it, basically, whenever someone buys an NFT and like it's like they own the piece. It's pretty much the same way as saying someone bought the Mona Lisa. They own that artwork now, except it's digital. It's really confusing. Everyone's like, oh, but I can just take a screenshot of this and it's mine now. Exactly. I didn't pay $20,000 for this. But essentially, it's that like it sounds kind of dumb. It sounds kind of dumb to me too, in some ways. But yeah, it's pretty much just owning. It's like an official copy of that image, and whenever like the actual artist gives you that, like sells to you that image, it runs through a bunch of like supercomputers that go through the process of actually having like an authentication of you own this image and only you own this image. And so all those supercomputers use up gas or something else. That's what I've heard, and it's just really bad for the environment. So yeah.
If we're speaking a foreign language to you right now, I'm speaking a foreign language to myself. This is completely unknown territory. But basically the good that comes out of this is that it's a really easy way or not easy, but more straightforward, more, I guess, you can guarantee a profit. It's an easier way for artists to make a living because if you're an artist, you're pretty like, it's not easy. It's not easy
not at all.
If you're a musician, streams don't give you anything. I'm a musician. I've probably made a grand total of like $3 to $4 in all my years of producing. And if you're an actual like visual artist, either digitally or traditionally, like you're gonna have to get hired by like a museum or something. I don't even know how that works. Like, how do artists make money without like selling their art?
A lot of them do
that's the only one.
freelance. A lot of them do
There's freelance, but I think there's also like, street painters and stuff like that. Case in point, being an artist is hard financially, economically, So this NFT business is a really, I guess, streamlined way to get a lot of money really quickly. Now, the issue I have with this is, can it go too far? The answer is yes. Because a lot of this art that's being put up for NFTs is super low effort. Like I think a couple of weeks ago I saw this basically 300 by 300 image, like literally phone image of some like printer paper with handwriting saying low effort NFT. Like they literally wrote with their hand low effort NFT, and they sold it for like, you can pay my college tuition with what they sold it for. It's nuts. And just today I saw this tweet from Marques Brownlee. If y'all don't know him, he's a YouTuber, content creator who basically does a bunch of technology reviews. Super popular, you've probably heard of him. He showed this NFT that's on sale or up for auction. It's one pixel, one singular red pixel, and it sold for like 500 Ethereum.
No way, 500?
Yes.
That's like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Exactly. So they just made bank off of a red pixel. I'm not even exaggerating. It's literally just the color red. And I don't even know where to start with that kind of thing.
Yeah, like a lot of this artwork, I've only seen two actual pieces that I think have a reasonable value to it. One of them was this actual like entire short film of this like UFO drone discovering a planet or something. It was super whack, but it was really cool, and it was like a 3-minute short film, and you could tell that there was like a lot of effort put into it. Like it took months to make, and it was sold for like $17,000. And honestly, that's pretty reasonable. There was another one that was this animation, the simulation of a dude made of leaves, and he was dancing around, and it looked super realistic and it looked amazing, and it was sold for like $12,000. So a lot of these artworks actually have reasonable values, but there are other ones where basically in 3D software, a lot of the times whenever you open up your scene, your project file, there's just a cube in the middle. And so some people will literally render out an image of their cube, their default cube, and sell it and make bank off of it. And so it's like really like unfair and just disrespectful to those other people working on their projects for weeks or months.
Exactly. There's also this one artist that we both follow, that we've been following for years. His name's Beeple. Mark Winkelmann, I think his name is. Or Mike Winkelmann or something like that. Basically, he does a new render every single day, and he's been doing it for like God knows how many years.
12 years.
And they're really good. And he put up a compilation of like every day he's done.
He calls it 5,000.
The first 5,000 or something like that. And he sold it on Nifty Gateway, and he became a multi-millionaire off of it. I'm not even joking.
He sold it for $69 million. And if y'all think that's ridiculous, you just have to understand the effort that this guy puts into his work. Like, he's been making artwork for 12 years every single day without stopping. And they're like amazing pieces.
So it's like selling like 100 Van Goghs and you get that much money. Like, you lose that much money from it. But yeah, the dude made like millions upon millions of dollars. Now, again, I don't know how to transfer that back into US dollars. Like, I don't know how you're going to spend it, or if it's just going to like, I don't know. Why would you save that many millions of dollars? I have no clue how it works. I really don't. But it's a new thing coming out. It's taking Twitter by storm, and we can only see where this goes because it's a very new thing. This is a thing that's, I don't know. NFTs have been around probably a solid amount of time, but they're really starting to blow up this year. Especially during COVID, where people have time to make art if they're not like out and working jobs and stuff like that. And yeah, that's for art, but there's also the potential for NFT music. This is something I saw start a couple weeks ago. Music videos as well as actual audio files. I think there was this artist. I think it was either Subtronics or Grizz. They actually put out an NFT song. I don't remember which artist it was. It might have been neither of those, but yeah, it was crazy, and there's a lot of potential in that as well. Who knows where that'll go, if it'll go the same lane as art, but yeah. So we're going to keep talking about music in the next half. This is the first half finished here. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying. This is probably a brand new, like, I guess, flow for this podcast. I don't really... To tell you the truth, I haven't really listened to the past couple episodes.
I've only listened to like the first 1.5.
Rojan and Gabby have this amazing dynamic. they probably talk about completely different things. I don't know. We've been really like sticking to this topic, and I hope you guys are finding it interesting. So yeah, we're gonna see you in the next segment, and yeah, peace. All right, welcome back to PTV Uncut. Last segment, we just talked about NFT art, digital art, stuff like that. In this episode for art in the digital age. Next up, there's multiple types of art. There's visual art, but then there's also the audible art. We're going to talk about music in this half. Today we're recording this. It's actually New Music Friday. It is March 26th. A ton of stuff has come out this week. If you know me personally, you know that I follow music like religiously. I always know when things are coming out, and I'm always just like on the lookout for stuff.
Ask him whenever a song came out. He already knows it.
So yeah, we're going to talk about some of our favorite songs right now. Starting with me, I cannot stress enough how much I love this new Brockhampton song. I'm sure you've heard me blasting it around the house.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It is so good. It feels like it's a complete reintroduction to Brockhampton. If y'all don't know who they are, they're basically like this super group of just dudes living in a house together. They met on like a Kanye forum or something like that, and they just make insane music. They call it pop music. If you're into hip hop, or just really weird stuff as well, or also just bangers really. Brockhampton, amazing boy band, and they're putting out a new album called Roadrunner. I think next month. I don't even know if they've announced the release date yet, but it's looking really promising, especially if you like Iridescence, if you like that album, or the original Saturation albums. This is looking a lot more energy filled, a lot more upbeat than Ginger was, even though I really like Ginger. Ginger's my favorite album. But yeah, new Brockhampton. It's called Buzzcut, featuring Danny Brown, with Kevin Abstract verse. There's a Merlin verse, there's a Joba verse. Great stuff. And especially the introduction of Jabari. Jabari is a producer for Brockhampton, and they're actually a vocalist now. Cool stuff. Also new this week, there's a Leo Tricks EP on Disciple. Super wonky trap music if y'all are into that. I also want to talk about my favorite album of this year so far, the new S.G. Lewis album, Times. It came out last month, I believe. It's a shorter one. It's a shorter album, but it's so good all the way through. If you're into like disco stuff and indie dance, just really like dance floor based music, that's their stuff for you. A lot of four on the floor. From a great British artist. So yeah, S.G. Lewis, Times, definitely check that out. Favorite track from that is probably Impact, featuring Channel Tress and Robin. Great tune. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Any songs that you like right now?
So, for me, this might sound ridiculous, but I don't really listen to that much music in my free time. So, I have a favorite genre of music. I have a playlist that I'm always building up, but I don't really listen to music every day. I'll listen to music like once every 2 weeks, and then I'll blast it on my Google Home at full volume for like 6 hours straight, and then I won't listen to music for the next month. But I think for me, that's because video editing has like wired my brain into not wanting to listen to music over and over again. Because in video editing, you work on a project for like 5 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours, and you'll hear the same song on repeat. And by the end of the project, you're like, oh my God, please just get this song out of my head. And you'll have that song stuck in your head for a next week, even after you're done with the project. And honestly, since I started doing a lot of video editing, I just don't listen to that much music anymore. But yeah, my favorite type of music is more like chill music, like lo-fi, hip hop. Some of my favorite artists are like The Alchemist and a little bit of Kanye, some Kendrick Lamar. Yeah.
I didn't know you liked The Alchemist.
Alchemist, he's really good. I really like him.
Yeah. Like his Spotify year-end wrap-ups, like the whatever they called, the year in review. What are they called?
I forgot.
Wrapped, Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah.
It's just all lo-fi because he just plays it overnight.
Yeah. Every night I play this playlist, this chill hop playlist of just lo-fi. And there's this artist on this playlist. His name is Philanthropy, and he has a lot of songs on that playlist. And at the end of the year, for 2 years in a row, I've gotten Philanthropy as my #1 artist. And last year, I had like 200-something hours worth of listening to just Philanthropy because I put him on my phone every single night.
It's so funny. And bouncing back to that, what you mentioned of getting sick of hearing the same song over and over again. I totally get that. I guess for me it's different in the sense that I'm a music producer, so I get sick of my own songs. So it really makes me want to hear other people's songs. And yeah, I guess that drives me to listen to more music. Also, I just need to be inspired constantly. If I, hear what other people are up to, I might feel better about what I'm making myself. Yeah, so keeping this going, I'm going to mention some musicians on the rise. Actually, this might be too loud. Yikes. This is our first time ever doing a podcast, so if we're trash, let us know in the comments. We won't do this again, or we will, but we'll do it better because I'm having some fun here. This is super cool, this whole setup here. Shout out KDISD for supplying us with this stuff. We're gonna mention some musicians on the rise, some artists I've been listening to lately, who are doing some great things. One of my friends, Cloud Cage, he lives in Boston. He's a house artist, progressive house artist who just recently rebranded. They've been having a super tough time. They got diagnosed with leukemia a couple of years back. Huge surprise, but they're getting back into it. Treatment's almost over. They just put out an amazing EP. Yeah, definitely check that out. It's called 31519. It's out on all platforms. Cloud Cage, great stuff. And I don't think I could go this episode without mentioning Underscores. Underscores is an artist I've been following since 2016. Before they were even known. Like they were a DJ on the Monster Cat Mix contest, a contest that I won last year. I was following it all the way back in 2016. They were a finalist in that. They even made it to the top 2. But they kind of fell out of the Monster Cat community after that and went on to make some amazing, amazing music. Just put out an album yesterday called Fishmonger. Strange name, I know, and it's a pretty good reflection of the style of music on it. It's pretty strange. If you're into hyperpop, stuff like 100 Gex, if you're on TikTok, that Sugar Crash song.
Oh my.
I don't even know. It's not really exactly like that per se. I wouldn't even say it's similar to 100 Gex. But if it's in that realm of hyperpop. I was thinking about this morning. I don't even know if hyperpop's a real genre. It's just pop music, but crazy. With pop punk stuff, hip hop stuff. Yeah, Underscores, Fishmonger, check that out. Brand new album. It even made it on New Music Friday on the Spotify playlist, which is crazy. Underscores is popping off right now. You love to see it happen. Favorite song of that album is probably called Your Favorite Sidekick. I also love Secondhand Embarrassment and Field Trip 2006. Great songs. There's some chill stuff on the album. There's some bangers on the album. Just if you're wanting to something new to listen to, something that I guess not a lot of people are into right now, check out Underscores. Great stuff. And yeah, while we're on the topic of music, a couple weekends ago, biggest night in music, the Grammys. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Beyonce doing great things, breaking a new record of 28 awards, the most ever awarded to a woman. And Houston keeps winning with Megan Thee Stallion taking Best New Artist. Great stuff. People from Houston just going crazy over that, and well-deserved. And Travis still has not won a Grammy, surprisingly. He was nominated this year for Heist in the Room, I think. But he lost that. I think it was melodic rap performance, that category. But Anderson .Paak won that one. Yeah, someday Travis will win a Grammy.
Who's that guy you're talking about who's won that every single...
Jacob Collier. Broke his streak. Kind of sad. He won one Grammy, I think, classical arrangement or something for an album off of the Jesse Volume 3. Great album, super strange. I guess not strange, but really hard to get your mind around. If you're classically trained in music, if you're in band or orchestra, you'll probably find a lot of enjoyment in Jacob Collier if you haven't already heard of him. Basically, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know anything. I'm a musician myself, but everything happens on this laptop here. I don't know the second thing about music theory. I have to look up my scales so I can stay on key. So I'm not really knowledgeable about that. But Jacob Collier, great artist. He broke his streak of winning every single Grammy he's ever been nominated for. He got in the Album of the Year category this year, pretty surprisingly. He lost that to Taylor Swift. No surprise there. I was hoping that would actually go to Dua Lipa for Future Nostalgia for Album of the Year. But what's the album called? The Taylor Swift one? Not Evermore. Folklore. That won the Album of the Year. solid album. I mean, it's Taylor. Not really a surprise there. Let's talk about some snubs. Some people really lost out on some Grammys.
The Weeknd.
The Weeknd. No nominations at all. You can't tell me Blinding Lights was not Song of the Year.
Or like fire.
Yeah, or one,
heat.
maybe not winner, but at least nominated. Nothing from that album was nominated. And he's boycotting the Grammys, as he should. Like, he deserved something. Like, everyone's hearing The Weeknd everywhere. He played the Super Bowl. Come on. Where is he?
Scammed out of his genius.
Yeah. Kind of tough. More snubs, people who were actually nominated. A lot of people are salty about Phoebe Bridgers not winning anything. If you don't know who Phoebe is, she is, I guess, like an alternative rock artist. Some people call it indie. I don't really see it. Actually, maybe I kind of see it. But yeah, if you haven't checked out Phoebe Bridgers' newest album, I forgot what it was called. Oh no, it was a great album. Let me see really quickly. Phoebe Bridgers. Punisher. Great album that came out. And it got nominated for a bunch of stuff. Kyoto, one of the singles off of it, got nominated for a bunch of stuff. Wow, tripped over my words there. I think she was also nominated for Best New Artist. Now I do think that was deserved for Megan. Megan has gone crazy. But yeah, nothing for Phoebe Bridgers. And BTS.
Oh no.
Twitter was not happy about that one. BTS was nominated for one thing. It was, I think it was group pop performance or something. They were nominated for Dynamite. I'm going to say it straight. Dynamite is just okay. It is very straightforward. I mean, it does exactly what it needs to do. It's just really impressive how the group, I guess, functions. All their choreography, all their videos. The way they work as a team, super impressive. But they've put out a lot better songs. And that Grammy did deserve to go to Rain On Me with Lady Gaga and Ariana. Much better song in my opinion. Hopefully more K-pop groups win stuff moving forward because it's been a long time coming. And yeah, like he mentioned just before, I mentioned that Madian nominated for his first ever Grammy for his album Good Faith. Good Faith is literally my favorite album ever. There is nothing that inspires me more than Good Faith Live, his concert. He lost that one to Kaytranada, which is a little interesting. Kaytranada's Bubba won electronic album of the year or dance album of the year, whatever. Most of the album is R&B. But I mean, yeah, pop off. Kaytranada is a great artist nonetheless. There's some good songs on the album. Yeah, sure. So before we end this episode off, we're going to talk about one last thing, kind of tie this all back to education. We've been talking about the arts this whole episode, and fine arts are potentially being modified in the Texas Education Agency requirements. What do you think about that? Basically what's happening is that they were being replaced by a choice between fine arts and career and technical education. So you can either take a fine arts class as an elective or a technology class. So you can take Panther TV instead of, say, your band, your orchestra, your theater, your art, stuff like that. What do you think about that?
I think that's great, honestly.
A choice?
What do you mean?
Like you can choose one of the two. Before you had to do it, art was required.
Oh, yeah. No?
I don't think so. I think you should still take an art.
You're required to take a fine art class?
Like we're required a fine art credit to graduate. Yeah. We already took it.
I think it should be a choice. I don't think everyone should be required to take a fine art.
Why not?
Why not? If they want to do something else, why don't they want to?
Okay, that's actually the argument going on because it gives students more of a choice.
Yeah.
The issue with that is there's concerns over funding. Like if it's a choice, will those arts classes actually get the funding they need? Like will the theater company get all their props that they need? Will the art department get all their their supplies? Stuff like that. And that's a reasonable concern. I get the choice. I get that intention. I just don't know if long run that will be a good idea. Because if it's being replaced with a method that emphasizes CTE more, like obviously CTE funding is super important. Having the latest equipment, being able to do everything up to speed. But yeah, I don't know if that funding is actually like going to be evenly split, or split in a way that actually like allows students to produce quality material in both instances, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I could see that because I feel like definitely a lot less people would be choosing fine arts than the technology classes.
Yeah, because a lot of students just choose, you know, your digital art, your video production as throwaway credits, unfortunately. Just because they need it out of the way. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's okay, but yeah, I feel like it needs some more reconsideration. I see the meaning behind having a choice, but I don't know if it's the greatest possible outcome.
Because those people who will take fine arts, if this keeps on going, like who knows if their classes will be any good, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, justice for the fine arts departments, you know, they do some great things. And yeah, I guess that's going to do it for this episode of PTV Uncut. Hope you guys enjoyed these new hosts here. If you want Gabby and Rojan back, let us know. We'll happily leave. You know, whatever works for the show, right? But we'll be back eventually, maybe.
Yep.
If y'all enjoy. So yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah. See y'all.